Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So again, it's another Glitterbels tutorial because as you know, I absolutely love Glitterbels. So bit of a sad one as well though. This is going to be the last summer design that I'm going to do for this year. Not that we've even had that great of a summer here in Northern Ireland. We had better weather in March and April than we did July and August. But yeah, this is the last. And then we'll go into our autumn designs and our Halloween, which is, yay, my favourite time of year. So I'm starting out with Queen Bee on the little finger. And as you know, most of my videos now that I've started to do the thumb, I will do the thumb the same as the little finger. So they are going to be ombres. Now you can see I'm going onto the thumb now. And then I'm going to do some hand painted line work to do the design in this set. So when I was picking this colour on the Glitterbels website a few months back, it was a toss-up between the Queen Bee and the highlighter yellow. And I went for the Queen Bee because obviously I liked the name and I didn't go for any of the other highlighter ones. So I thought, yeah, you know, we'll go with the Queen Bee. But if anyone has the highlighter yellow, can you tell me, is it very, very similar to this? Because sometimes I think the Queen Bee can be a little bit wishy-washy. Sorry about that, a phone call just when I'm trying to do this voiceover. You know, I disappear into my little studio and leave everybody to it. And normally I tell everybody I'm not going to be available for a while, but yeah, that was my husband. So moving on to the index finger, and I'm going in with Flamingo Feather, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous fluorescent pink. I've used it in quite a lot of the videos. Sorry. So I'm going to... on the rest of the nails on the middle finger, that is going to be all Peacherbel cover. I'm using Peacherbel cover to do the ombre because I absolutely love working with Peacherbel cover when you're doing ombres. That one and the Pinkerbell cover are really, really easy to ombre with. So on the middle finger, I'm actually doing kind of like a cutout design. So I'm just bringing it into a point, and then I will go back in with my little craft knife, and I'll just make sure that those lines are really, really sharp. Okay, so while I'm waiting on the middle finger setting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the ombre on the little finger. So as I said, I'm using Peacherbel cover. When I'm doing the ombre, I prefer to work really, really wet. So I place my bead up as close to the cuticle as I can, and then I slowly spread it down, and just at the very, very end, I just use the tip of my brush just to brush the Peacherbel cover just slightly over that Queen Bee to ombre it. So I'm doing the same here on the index finger. So you can see I've placed it up at the cuticle, and I'm just tucking it in, making sure it's all in the side walls, and then just with the tip of the brush just blending it over the flamingo feather. So if I do find that I need to go back in with another bead, again I'll put it right up again at the cuticle area. And if I find that the blend isn't enough, you can always go back in with some more of the Peacherbel cover and just put it exactly where you need that blend to be better. And on again to the thumb, and I'm doing the same as the other fingers, so it's another ombre. As you can see, I'm just working it down till right to the point where the ombre starts, and then I just start to brush it over and blend it in. So you'll see again on this one, I do go back in with another bead and I push it right up to the cuticle. This is going to be more or less building up the apex of that. So when I come to cap this nail, I'll only cap over where the yellow is, where the Queen Bee is, and I'll just cap it up to that apex. So moving on now to the ring finger, and this is going to be a full coverage of the Peacherbel cover. And I'm then going to do some hand-drawn nail art. Well, it's not really nail art, it's a couple of lines and filled in with some colour. So even though the Peacherbel cover is a core powder and we don't need to cap it, because I'm working on my Handolly and I like to get realistic photographs, I do go in and I cap it just so that whenever I'm taking my photographs, it doesn't look like there's any gaps between the cuticle, the canal area where the tip slides into, and obviously the acrylic that I've applied. I do have a video on my channel if you want to look at how, I think it's called how to get realistic looking nails from your Handolly. So yeah, that's worth a watch if you want to get more realistic pictures. And back on now to the middle finger. The majority of that acrylic has cured, but I am going back in and I'm just going to build up the apex area on this nail, and then I will come back again once that has cured and I'll file it up, and then we'll do the cutouts that I said. And while I'm just waiting on that to cure, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cap the rest of the nails. I'm not going to show them all being capped because they're all capped the same way, but I will show you how I cap the cutout nail. Okay, so now it's all cured, I'm just going to in with my hand file and I'm just going to make sure that those lines are really straight and nice and sharp. I get a really nice sharp V, and then I'll go back in with some of the queen bee and do a cutout. Okay, now that that's all nice and sharp, I'm going to go in with some of the queen bee and I'm just going to cut out, it's like a chevron French, so instead of putting on the white, I'm putting on the queen bee, but I'm not going to bring it down the rest of the nail. I'm just going to cut it out into a V, and then I'll do the same with the flamingo feather. I nearly got that out there. Flamingo feather. And once the queen bee starts to mattify, I know that it's in that curing stage that I am able to cut it and take away any of the excess. If you do it before that mattifying stage, there's a chance that when you cut into it, when you go to pull it away, you're going to pull all the acrylic with it. So you need to leave it until it's just at that mattifying stage. In now with the Flamingo Feather, I haven't needed to file that line sharp because I used my little cutout tool and that gave me a really sharp edge. So again, I'm just going to butt that Flamingo Feather up to the queen bee, and then once that starts to mattify, I'll go ahead and do the cutout with that. So I'm just going to take my acrylic brush and put a very small bead of the Flamingo Feather right up to the corner of that cutout, just to make sure that whenever I come to file it, it will be nice and sharp. And then just to finish the nail off, I'm going back in with the Peacherbel cover, and I'm going to cover the rest of the nail. So now I'm going to cap the middle finger in the glass slippers. Because I went in with the Peacherbel cover up at the cuticle area and I went ahead and I built my apex with that Peacherbel cover, I'm only bringing the glass slippers up to that apex. So I'm not going to be covering the entire nail. It's just the coloured acrylic, if you don't cap it, you would just buff into it. So I'm literally only putting it on just to protect the cutouts. Just to keep the length of the video down, I did all my filing and shaping off camera, and now I'm going in and giving them a quick wipe with some alcohol, and then I'm going to go in with some nail art. So I'm going to be using the gel polish today. This one's from DND and it's called Lemon Juice, and it's the closest one that I have to Queen Bee, that would be more or less the same colour as Queen Bee, and the same with the Halo Coral Neon, I think, or Neon Coral it's called. Let me just check. Neon Coral. I think that's the closest one that I have to the Flamingo Feather. So I'm literally just going in and doing lines. I'm going to fill them in with the two colours, and then I'm going to outline them in black. So very simple nail art on this one, but being outlined in the black just makes it very effective. So anybody that knows me, they've watched my videos, you know just how clumsy I can be. So in between each colour, I'm curing it just so that I don't smudge it, because I do have a habit of smudging them. So yeah, I'm going back in now with the neon coral. There's not really any set pattern to this. I'm just kind of doing shapes, and then I'm leaving some of the Peacherbel cover to show through, just to tie it all in together with the other nails, and then I will just outline them in black. So I will let you go ahead and watch the rest of the video, and I'll come in again just before the end. So as normal, I have left in any mistakes that I've made. Black, red, you know, any of those really pigmented colours, they are so unforgiving if you hit the cuticle or the side walls, especially if you're doing it on a client. It's really hard to get them out. So yeah, I just went in with some of my acetone there and just cleaned up that cuticle area. So I'm using what is called Drunk Black, and probably, by the way, I made that mistake. You would think I was drunk, but yeah, so I'm just outlining this, but whenever I see it beside the ring finger where I have used the gel polish is so much brighter, so I am going to go in and I'm going to fill in the V shapes, the chevrons, with the gel polish. Yep, definitely I think it was the right idea just to fill those in with the gel polish. It's just making it so much brighter, especially against the black. Maybe I should have done white, but I think sometimes the black outline is just so noticeable. But yeah, definitely was worth filling those in with the gel polish. So favourite time, top coat time. I'm not using any glitter, so unfortunately there's no big wow. But before I cure this, I will go ahead and add some rhinestones and some other shapes. I'm not going to show them all on the video though, because as you know, I have a love-hate relationship with them, and sometimes they're just so so flipping hard to pick up in place. So yeah, I'm only going to show a few of them, and then we will come to the end of the video. I'm using a different, all different kinds. I'm using the rhinestones, and I'm using this little wheel that I got. I think it was from Amazon, and it's all different silver and gold shapes, you know, little triangles, squares, long triangles, if that's what you call them. But yeah, so I'm just doing a mixture of both. And as I said, I'm not going to show them all because they're fiddly wee suckers, and they really start to wear on me. Okay, so here is the finished set, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Bit sad that it's the last sort of summery bright colours that I'm using, but I hope you still enjoy some of the autumn designs that I'm going to be coming up with. And if you haven't already liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next video. So take care, see you soon, bye.